True love in marriage goes beyond the surface. It's about respect, deep connection, and understanding. But how can a husband's love create an atmosphere where the wife submits to her husband in faith and in life?
In today's video, we explore how a husband can truly love his wife. We also see how love, appreciation, active listening, and building an emotional connection can lead to a stronger relationship.
Join us as we dive into what it truly means for a husband to truly love his wife. So today is part 2 of a 2-part series that we started last week based off of Ephesians 5:21 through 25.
In that passage, the Apostle Paul is talking to husbands and wives about how to treat one another in marriage. And so he talks about submitting, wives submitting to your husbands. And then he also talks about husbands loving your wives. So let's read the passage and then we're going to get into it.
Yeah.
Submit one to another out of reverence for Christ. Wives, submit to your husbands as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church, his body, of which he is the Savior. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her.
And
it's a good passage.
Some good words right there.
Yeah. So we are going to interview Chris about loving his wife, or what a husband should do to show love to his wife.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so last week, Chris asked the questions for me, and I'm going to now get my chance to ask you questions. Okay, so first question.
I feel like right now?
What?
I feel like the first time we ever sat down and actually went on a date.
You were nervous. But it's been 20 years. You shouldn't be.
It doesn't matter. You are still stunning and beautiful to me, and I'm still nervous. How about that?
Okay. All right. So, first question. How can a husband actively show appreciation for his wife beyond just acknowledging her roles in the family?
Oh, that's good. That's a good question there. So I would say personally that I need to be an expert in you. And that goes for all men out there, need to be experts in their wives. And so for us, for me and you, I know that you enjoy quality time. And quality time is us talking, and literally nothing else is in the way. And you like that I listen and then I respond with whatever we're discussing or talking about. And so that's one way. Another way is the sensual touch, not the sexual touch, but the sensual touch. And you, that's something that it just speaks loudly to you. It shows you love. And so, throughout the day, just a swipe across the arm or even just a shoulder, or, that touch really does speak volumes to you. And so that's me.
That's good.
For you.
That's good. So are you saying that it could be different for different couples?
Absolutely. That's why I was saying, men, you need to know what your spouse, what actually shows love to your spouse. That's what I know. Some of the things for Shelby works for her. And yes, you guys need to be experts in your spouse and what makes them tick.
Yeah, so, that's good. So question number 2, in what ways can a husband ensure that he is truly listening to his wife's needs and concerns, both emotionally and practically?
Ooh, okay. So I'm going to kind of piggyback off of the first question a little. And that is really understanding what makes his wife feel loved. So there's conversations that are had, and there's understanding of what her love languages would be.
Yeah.
And so what I would say is do the hard things. Learn, like a roadmap, learn about your spouse, learn what makes you feel loved. And so the other thing that's kind of like the practical application side, but the other part on the emotional side is doing hard things so that you feel in the emotional side secure. So I'm talking about like Jesus showing examples of praying for the bride of Christ. And so with our spouse, with you especially, my leadership, you talked about this last time we talked, but my leadership is not just saying I'm going to pray for you, I'm going to pray with you so that you know that I am actually seeking out security in the one who is secure.
Right.
And so that makes you feel confident in the leadership that's happening. You feel loved because of that.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's great, and definitely something you show. It provides that security, like praying together provides that security. And I would say in the last season, we have been more intentional about that.
Yes.
And it just brings you together in a way that that nothing else does.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good answer. So question number 4, when challenges arise, how do you approach practicing patience, kindness, and forgiveness in marriage?
Man, okay. So I've talked about this in previous episodes about understanding that you are not purposely, like giving you the benefit of the doubt is what I would say. That you're not trying to hurt me or disrespect me. And so when you and I have a disagreement, and have a conversation that we are both not seeing at that moment, right, eye to eye, I've kept in the back of my mind that you are, to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
That you're not there purposely trying to hurt me or, cause me problems or disrespect me. And then so the other part of that is literally actually saying, once the conversation gets resolved, the discussion is had, to actually look at you and actually ask you for forgiveness in the part that I played.
Right.
And mean that. Again, I say eye to eye and just say, I am sorry. Forgive me for whatever it was.
Right.
You've kind of done that with our kids as an example.
Yeah. We try to teach them.
Yeah, we try to teach them that, be quick to ask for forgiveness and to forgive them.
Right.
So
that's good.
So guys, that was part 2 of the 2-part series where husbands love your wives. And the first part was
wives submit to your husbands. And if you want to see that episode, take a look. We're going to link it in this video so that you can look back and you can get the whole picture of husbands loving their wives and wives submitting to their husbands.